Hey everyone. So, in case you missed class today, I'm going to give you a brief demonstration of what we did here. And I'll be doing this with Photoshop, but this essentially works exactly the same way with Photopea. So, follow along if you're using Photopea, follow along if you're in class and using Photoshop. Hopefully everything makes sense here. So you'll see that in the module, I believe this is week 6, there are a few images that you can download to do this. So one of them is the strawberries here. So definitely grab that, and then I would recommend at least one of the goofy baby photos. So I'm going to start with our strawberries here. I'm going to go to File now. I'm going to go to Place Embedded, and I'm going to choose one of those goofy babies. Now if you're in Photopea and you go up to File here, there should be an option that says Open and Place, and that is the one you will use. Okay, so now that I have my baby here, I want to try to figure out where I'm going to put this on my photo. So the goal is to put this baby's face onto a strawberry. So I can rotate it, I can make it bigger or smaller. What I'm going to do actually is lower the opacity over here so that I can kind of see where it's going. I'll do that temporarily. So I'll lower the opacity a little bit. I will move that over here. I think I'm going to use this strawberry. And I'm basically just going to try to align the face with the strawberry. And if the size isn't quite right, you can always come back and readjust that at a later point. I'm going to keep it like that for now. I'm going to click this check mark up here, or I can press enter on my keyboard to confirm. And then I'm going to increase the opacity of that baby again so that it's at 100%. Okay, so at this point we're going to talk about a new tool called a layer mask, and I will show you how to use that and why it is useful. So with your baby layer selected, you're going to come down here in your layers panel, down to the bottom, and this setup here is slightly different in Photopea than it is in Photoshop, but it's all of the same features. So you're looking for this one that's a kind of a white square or white rectangle with a darkened circle within it. If you hover over that, it says Add Layer Mask. So I'm going to click that, and you'll notice that nothing happened yet to the image, but a white square did appear here on our layer. So this white square that appeared is our mask, and you see that it is linked to our image. So there's a little link here, and then our image thumbnail. So we want to make sure that the layer mask is selected, so it has these little brackets around it. You can see that we can kind of go back and forth between selecting the image or the mask. So we want to make sure that we are selecting the mask. Alright, so the way a layer mask works is that it initially is all white, so it is allowing everything to come through, so it's not masking anything at this point. So if I grab my paintbrush now and I paint with my brush using black, so make sure that I have black here as my foreground color, you'll see that it will start to hide all the areas that I'm painting over. So I'm going to go around my face, try to hide everything that I don't want. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can get a better view. Maybe decrease my brush size a little bit here. And then I'm just going to keep on removing things. Now yours might not be exactly like mine, but I'm going to remove basically everything here but the main facial features. So the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So we have something like this. Now, maybe I remove too much at one point. Maybe I accidentally, erase something I don't want. So I painted over this with black. I can always come over here and flip to white, So make my foreground color white, and I can paint that back in. So I'm unmasking it. So I can use white to sort of refine these areas a little better. Maybe I took out a little too much, but I think that's looking pretty good right there. So remember, at this point you could, now that you're kind of seeing the size you're working with, maybe you want to use Control-T, transform, and adjust that. Maybe the angle's off a little bit. So remember, you can adjust that. Then I can push the check mark or press enter. And I think I will keep this baby right here. Okay, so that is how a layer mask works. That is a method of non-destructive editing, which again means that I can edit things, I can make these changes, but I can always undo them. I can repaint back in the areas with white, or I can come over here and I could delete that layer mask entirely. So that is why we call it non-destructive. I'm not actually altering the image, I'm just applying changes to the image. Okay, so we have this baby's face now on this strawberry. It looks okay, but it looks a little unnatural. So I'm going to show you one other tool that we talked about today in class. So with the image selected now, so I'm going to make sure I click over here into the thumbnail of the image itself. So I'm still on the baby layer. I'm going to once again come down to the bottom. So next to the layer mask, you will see that there is an icon that says FX. In Photopea, I believe it says EFF. So that also stands for effects. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to go to Color Overlay. Alright, so Color Overlay is going to apply a color onto our image. So you'll see that in Photoshop, this, well, mine, because I did this earlier today, actually it defaulted to red. Normally, I believe in Photoshop this defaults to like a gray color, and it may be the same in Photopea. So you may have to change this. So to change this color, I'm going to click this box, and that's going to bring up another box, a color picker box. So now I can come over to my image with my eyedropper, and I can select parts of the image. So you'll see that it's grabbing colors out of the image. I probably want to keep it red, so I'm going to try some different reds within the strawberry. So I'm trying to find a color that best suits that particular strawberry. Maybe not too dark, not too bright. There are so many different hues and values here that there's at least one we can find to work with. I think I'll leave it like that for now. So once I'm satisfied with that color, I'm going to click OK. Now yours, I should have mentioned this, may also be set to normal. So this blending mode may be normal, so you may only be seeing this blob of color initially, which is fine, because we're going to have to come back in here to the blending modes, and we have to find one that works best for this particular image. Multiply works pretty well. I think that's the one I used before. Overlay may work okay. But go through these, see what they do. These are the same modes, the same blending modes that we used last week. So you'll see how they affect the image differently. And basically what we're doing right now is we are blending that color red, so this color overlay, with the image itself, with the image of the baby. Not with the strawberry, just with the image of the baby. So you'll see that obviously some work better than others. So I think I'm going to leave that maybe on multiply, maybe overlay. Both of those work pretty well. I could also adjust the opacity of that effect if I wanted to kind of lessen the red a little bit. Maybe I'll put that down to about 90. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. Let's see how it looks. So we've got a baby strawberry. Remember, we can move that around again if we wanted. So we've made maybe a nightmarish little baby strawberry creature here. You could do all sorts of things with this. And I think I demonstrated this in class. If you wanted to make it even creepier, we could come back into the mask and we could brush out some more. So let's say we wanted to mask out everything here but the mouth, the eyes, and the nose. It kind of works well. It is maybe a little terrifying, but that's okay. So I'm going to hide just about everything here. And you can make your brush real small. Get in and clean this up. Okay, so now we have just a portion of the face. We could move that around. I might make it bigger at this point. The stuff of nightmares. All right, so this is basically what we did in class. We created these little nightmare strawberry children, and there's a couple other goofy baby images that I had in there, but we pretty much only worked with one. We created this and we saved it. So save it as a PNG and you can upload this into the assignment. We are going to be using these same tools to do our next little mini project, which will be on Tuesday. So watch this video. If you have other questions, send me a message. Let me know. All right, I hope that cleared things up a little bit. If you're not with us over the next couple of days due to testing, good luck. And as always, just let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can.